Hello, and welcome to my pitch for the Gamblin Retaining Walls Company. My name is Cooper Gamblin, and we'll jump right in. So you may not know what a retaining wall is, but the simple definition is that it's a embankment that holds back soil or water. So this can be very vital to your property if your kids are playing and their ball keeps rolling down the hill. If possibly someone could get hurt by falling down. If you just want to have more room for plants. There's a lot of reasons why you'd want to flatten your land, but you need to make sure that it's done correctly. These retaining walls are often built by contractors that don't properly know what they're doing, and the storm water that they're made to hold back ends up leading to their failure. I mean, they're made to hold back a lot of weight, and if they're not done right, you can see them slowly lean over time and end up needing to be replaced. So it's a lot more efficient and less cost to the customer if it's just done right the first time. So our target market for the Gamblin Retaining Wall Company would be upper class residential neighborhoods. Upper class residential neighborhoods or houses are a little bit more likely to need a retaining wall with a little bit more land outside of their house. In much of the middle class residential developments, they're all mass graded before they're built in the first place. So they're usually flat and not really needing a retaining wall. An upper class residential house will more than likely have the excess cash necessary to afford a retaining wall and the land and square footage needed to have access to one as well. So looking at the competition in this field, we're going to be looking at a lot of landscaping companies, and some of these will be your generic, flower bed, driveway, any type of other landscapers, and anyone with a piece of equipment shouldn't be going in and trying to build you a retaining wall. I personally, to get into my qualifications, I will be receiving my Bachelor's of Science in Construction Engineering Technology in May. That will be with a minor in entrepreneurship. So I have the proper engineering knowledge to go in and do that as a contractor. I personally have worked for a geotechnical engineering company that did I did density and moisture soil tests, so I was able to understand what the proper compaction was needed to lay soil. That was with the Braun Intertech Corporation, and I also have worked for Austin Bridge and Road, which is a road building contractor in the state of Texas, and I'm very familiar with the soil out here. So moving on, the business plan that we have will be to charge our customers with the exact material and labor for their project with an added overhead and profit percentage. So essentially, if your job costs $100,000 to do, we'll charge you your $100,000 plus an extra 20%, summing up to a $120,000 project. That 20% is not exact. It'll vary for each project depending on labor shortages, material shortages, just depending on what we need to make sure that we give our customer the perfect product and still are able to estimate projects for the future. So I recommend that you work with us. I personally grew up in this area outside of Austin, the Lake Travis area, and I built many retaining walls with my father on our land. He was a civil engineer, and I plan to graduate and work in the engineering industry for a little while, about 5 years, and then get started